That is the classic shot which you would probably take. You walk into the park, you see an old castle and think, I'll take a picture of it. You just go, click, there you go, and walk on. But if you think about things for a moment, take your time. Don't just start snapping thousands of frames hoping there'll be a good one in there, because the chances are there won't be. Think about it and go home with a couple of great shots rather than 1,000 rubbish ones. Walk around, have a look about, see what there is to see, circle it everywhere. Think for a moment, what could you use? So we're looking for leading lines, so that's what we're going to look for. Straight away coming over here, I can see that there's a leading line in the shape of these steps leading up to the castle. Well, there you go, there's one great thing straight away. So now how are we going to exploit that leading line? Well, if we move to this side, the steps are there, but if we're in this close, you're losing part of the castle behind the grassy knoll. So that's not going to be particularly brilliant either. So let's go back to the other side of the path. So we've got the steps coming in from the left of the frame. Now I know I'm a bloke, but I'm going to try and do two things at once here. Let's see if we can add a bit of foreground into a shot, as well as the leading line up to the castle. We're going to frame it because we've got these trees here. Now I haven't rehearsed this. This is stuff you can just do, just by walking around, just by looking about and thinking for a minute. If I'm standing about here, I can see how it will work. But also, if you're over this side, you can probably see the castle is being overlapped by the foliage. So how do we deal with that? By moving to your left, what will happen is there'll be a gap start to open up between the tree and the castle, so you get some blue sky. So you can place the tree on the right of the picture and the castle over on the left. And then we've also got the leading line of the steps going up the knoll. But be careful in this situation, because there is a third leading line going on which you don't want, because it'll confuse your viewer. Look at this footpath here. It's running off down the edge of the shot to that white building at the end. Well, that's not what we want in the picture. How do you lose it? It's so simple. All you have to do is turn your camera to the left ever so slightly, make little movements of yourself until the very edge of the shot is just skimming down this footpath. You don't want the footpath in, so long as it's out the shot, it only has to be out by a tiny, tiny bit. And then there you go. You have the shot all composed up, a nice leading line and a little bit of foreground. So there's one last thing I want to show you. And that just goes to show that you can take a picture even with a park bench. Leading lines are not just for great big open vistas and castles and rivers and landscapes. Even a park bench can lead to an interesting picture. So now you know how to look for them, just go out and find them.